This next speaker is a hard nut to crack, as he frequently veers off the track. Made a speech, asked to repeat. So here he comes again to earn it back. Speakathon, speakathon, living the dream. Toastmaster legend, please spell out the scheme.
Fellow Toastmasters, and yes, I think you're all familiar with the term public relief. Yes. Well, Toastmaster Talha will try to give us a speech which incorporates an opening, a humorous opening, some humor in the middle also, and an inclusion of humor. So he's going to make us laugh. The project he will present will be 5 to 7 minutes, and he will try to incorporate several jokes about each and choose any topic that he may wish to speak on. The topic that he has chosen is "You ain't what you eat." Toastmaster Talha will give a speech. You ain't what you eat.
A few months ago, I weighed myself. 87 kilograms. Yahoo! If that is a cause for celebration, there's something seriously wrong with your life. And yes, indeed, because that was down 5 kilograms from 92 kgs. I called my son in, Asfan, come here, I lost 5 kgs. He stood on the machine, weighed himself, and then called out his mother. She came in, weighed herself, and then they both looked conspiratorially at each other and stood before me. I was expecting something like, wow, amazing, you lost 5 kgs, you're such a role model. Instead, what I got was, the machine is broken, replace it. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, it may be shocking to you all, but I've struggled with my weight for some time. It has been a tortuous journey. My weight was not the elephant in the room, I was the elephant in the room. I tried everything. I took up running 7 times a day to the refrigerator. I took up walking all the way from my bed to my car and from my car to my desk and then back again. I even took up lifting weights, this 200 grams piece of technology. I carried in my hand for 18 hours a day, and yet, no difference. And then it dawned on me. The fault was not mine. It was our cuisine. It's our culture. Consider how you make a curry. You take some herbs, fry them until they're a brown mush. Then you take some vegetables, and cook them until they're a brown mush. And then you take some meat and you cook it until it's brown. And then you consume the slurry of dead organic waste with highly unhealthy soda-infested roti called naan. And you wait one of them to finish. Either the curry finishes or the naan finishes. They never finish together. So you keep So you keep taking more and more and ad infinitum. And consider our cooking habits. How do we have fruits? Heaven forbid if you so much as touch a pure fruit. No, you slice them, you dice them, and then you add salt, and then you add sugar, and then you add pepper, and then you add the juice of the same fruit that you're trying to eat to make chaat. And then we have this grand habit of adding more food to food in order to make it light and healthy. Cooking korma, you saute some onions and then you add salt and spice to kill the sweetness, and then you add meat, and then you add further spices to kill the taste of meat, and then you add yogurt to kill the taste of spices, and then you add tons of oil to kill the sourness of yogurt. And here, we are the only cuisine in the entire world which has rogani or oily as a whole style of cooking. I've had enough. So I decided to embark on a diet. That diet forbade me to have wheat, milk, dairy, starch, even lentils, even fruits. Nuts were allowed. The first day went fine, but by the second day I had slowly begun to realize something. This thing called ketogenic diet is an evil plan from the aliens from planet Keto to wipe out humanity without firing a single shot. After all, curry without roti, tea without sugar, no walima parties, no cake. How would you live through that? And more importantly, why? If I took up something like that, yes, I would become super fit and slim with an enviable figure, and that figure will be admired by all the 8 people who would be lifting my dead body to the grave. And the graveyard digger would be jumping with joy because he dug out a grave in only half the time. Nevertheless, I started hallucinating about food. The furniture started to look appetizing to me. I brought a bunch of potatoes which I couldn't eat and took them to my home. I spied a worm digging in one of the potatoes, and I talked to it and I said, "Lucky you, you can eat as much starch as you want." And then I handed them to my wife. Bon appetit. I kissed my daughter and yum. No, wait. She had just finishing smearing chocolate on her cheeks. So that's how it went. And that's how my diet plan collapsed in a spectacular fashion. But nevertheless, I learned a few lessons in life. In order to look less like a cow and more like a cheetah, you have to eat like a cow. Whatever happened to you are what you eat. So now I've changed my tactics completely. I've embarked on an entirely new diet plan. It's called seafood diet. I see food and eat it. After all, if God had wanted me to touch my toes, He would have placed them much higher on my body.